Hi, welcome back. It's Maddie if you're new here. I started a balcony garden 2 weeks ago, and throughout this video today, I'm going to show you all of the updates that I've filmed over the last 2 weeks so that you can watch the seeds sprout and grow along with me. And today it was I was like over 95 degrees today. So it's been crazy here weather-wise, but that's just what you get in the Midwest. This warm weather, though, is making me very excited for the months to come, for spring to officially have started on Friday, and for this gardening season to just keep ramping up. So keep watching to see the updates on the sprouts that we planted 2 weeks ago, and to watch me plant a few more seeds that we can keep up with over the next couple months as well. So I planted these out on Saturday, and I'm checking them now. Today it is Monday. I've had this light on them for like half the day. Doesn't look like we've got anything going in this first or second box here. Nothing in the third box, but in the fourth box, we do have quite a few going. It's kind of hard to see. We can see 3 or 4 right there. There's one in there. There's a couple over here. Yeah, there's quite a few sprouting here in this box. And then, let's see. Spinach would be down the sides. Not seeing any spinach. So far the only things that have sprouted are the Burpee Bib variety of lettuce that I did not love last year, so that's kind of entertaining. But there's a lot going on in this one. Hello, it is Tuesday. It is 5:35 p.m. Got home from work a little bit ago and finally have an update for you guys on the lighting situation. And I'm going to step aside and show that to you right now. You can see that the light is now being held up by this 3D printed mechanism, which I'll give you a little bit of a closer look at here in a second. So it's a few different pieces. You've got the panel here that is attached to the wall that has different slots in it. Then you've got this piece which holds together the rod, and it has little slots on the back too, so I can move this up and down, probably just up as the plants grow. And then this part slides, so the light can move around here on these, so I can push it back and forth depending on the needs. So right now it's a little bit above its lowest setting. That is because we already have quite a few sprouts, and I'll give you an up close look of that as well. So as you can see, there's different pieces of, as I push it right off, he's gonna make a cap, but this is the mechanism that Tate 3D printed for me to hold our light up for these window boxes here. I wish that I had multiple of these lights to spread out the light a little bit more and disperse it a little bit more. Hold on, I'll show you why I feel like that is important here in a second. So first I'll show you what it looks like on. So this is the light on. It pretty much disperses the light evenly because it's like in the direct center of the boxes. But earlier I had the light set up so that it was kind of like right here and pointed out at the boxes. And what happened already was that these tons of sprouts here were leaning this way towards the light. And that's what you don't want to happen, because the seedlings stretch towards the light and then they don't grow to be very strong or healthy. Right now, it already looks like they've started to straighten out, and even these ones here, it kind of looks like they're starting to lean towards the light that way. So I'm hopeful that for now, this setup will work. Last year, I didn't have any grow lights at all, and I still got some things to grow. So I'm hoping this one light will benefit me this year, hopefully get a few more things germinating and continuing to grow and be strong and not so leggy. But I'm really happy with the setup. Really grateful to Tate that he has a 3D printer that he can just whip stuff like this up for me. But as you can see here, I'll give you a little bit of a closer look at what we have growing. So in our first box, we have cilantro and bunching onion, and there's nothing sprouting here yet, but that is not surprising. It's only been 2 days. Then we have our little Jim lettuce, and you can see we have sprouts here, there, back there, and then there's one all the way in the back too. We have our salad bowl and gourmet lettuce mixed box, and I'm not sure which half I planted which of the varieties, but I will say this front half here doesn't have anything sprouting, but the back half does have a few. So you'll see here, someone back in the corner there, just a few popping up here. But this box is the one that has the most sprouts at the moment. So it's the Burpee Bib variety. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a lot of thinning. I was not anticipating for that many to be popping up already. And in our last box is the spinach. And I have read up a little bit, and I believe that the spinach will probably be the last ones to sprout. So that's what we're looking at right now, and it's looking really good. Always super exciting when you have things popping up within 2 days of when you planted it. That brings me a lot of joy. It makes me really excited to keep this gardening up, and it makes me think that I really need to start something in these. And I'm still planning on doing that, just haven't gotten around to it. It's now Wednesday, so it's day 4 update, and we've got a few more of the little gem variety sprouting. And here in this salad bowl gourmet mix, I have a whole lot of one of the varieties sprouting in the back there, and just one over here in the corner for this variety in the front of the box. These Burpee Bib sprouts are thriving, it looks to me, which is pretty incredible. I was not anticipating that. And this is kind of a fun update. There are a few spinach seedlings starting here. So got a couple of those growing. Things are looking really great, really healthy, and I think that this light is helping a lot. That's the main difference from last year, and I can already tell that things are growing a lot better. It's been 6 days since I planted these seeds here, and it looks like every box has at least something growing in it. The bunching onion have started to come up. You can barely see them in here, but there's a few coming up here. There's no cilantro yet, but I figured it was going to take a little bit longer for those ones to sprout. Then we have our little gem lettuce, salad bowl, gourmet blend mix, Burpee Bib, and our spinach. I'm really impressed by how much spinach has come up already. It's only been 6 days, and I was kind of expecting them to take a little bit over a week. So this is a little surprising to me, but everything's looking really good so far. Hey guys, it's Saturday again, which means that 1 week ago today we planted the seeds that are behind me here, and they have mostly all sprouted. So each planter back here has sprouts in it, which is really kind of shocking, honestly. I thought that the spinach and that the cilantro were going to take more than a week, because that is what the germinating timeline is on their seed packets, but they've all been able to sprout really quickly this week, actually. So the first thing that sprouted was the Burpee Bib variety, and you can see it's just abundant back here. And then slowly everything else started to trickle in as well. And the last thing that did sprout was the cilantro, which is just barely starting to sprout now on day 7. So I'll give you a closer look at that. Okay, now that the grow light is moved back, I will give you a closer look here at each of these planters. So over here we've got the spinach, and there's quite a few sprouts that have come up so far. So it looks like we have 11 sprouts that I can see. And oh, I need to help these out a little bit and take the what's left of the seed off the top of the leaves so that they can grow. It'll probably happen on its own, but I like to help them out when I can, so I'm going to do that here. But the Burpee Bib variety is just luscious. There's a lot. I'm going to have to thin that probably quite a bit, but you can see that some of these seedlings are already getting new growth in the center of the plant, and not just the 2 initial leaves that they all started with. Then moving over here to the salad bowl and gourmet blend variety of lettuce. So there's 2 separate varieties in here. One of them is in this side and it's growing quite well, and the other is in this side and it is not really germinating at all. So I either need to plant some more seeds on this half, and I don't know which half is which, so probably just mix the seeds together on this side and hope something comes up, or just wait a few more days and see if anything else happens on this side. Then we have our little gem varieties. There are 2 to 3 sprouts per hole that I had planted them in, so that's super awesome. And then, then we have the bunching onion and cilantro. So you can see there's quite a few bunching onion just popping up here on the side. And the cilantro are a lot lower to the dirt yet. So here's one. You can kind of see there's a couple more hidden in there that are slowly coming up as well. So that's a pretty good update for just 1 week. I'll tell you that last year when I didn't have a grow light, it took a lot longer, I believe. I'm very impressed with how things are going, and I'm hopeful that this is a good sign for when I do start seeds over here, which I keep saying I'm going to do and putting off. So that is the plan tomorrow, and that'll be a part of this video, so stay tuned for that. But I don't have a lot of time today. I've got a few things that I got to do today, so that's just an update I wanted to provide now that we're officially a week in, and things are looking really great, so I wanted to show you that. That's the update for now. I will see you back when I have a few more minutes to talk. Good evening. It is Wednesday and it's about 6 o'clock and it's finally nice outside again. So on Sunday it was snowing pretty bad, and today it is, I believe it's almost 80 degrees outside right now. So I am going to go ahead and finally start those seeds that I've been talking about for a couple weeks now. I'm not exactly sure what my plan is yet, so I'm going to first plan out what I'm going to be starting where. So I have 2 different seed starting kits. I have a large pot seed starter and then like a 72 cell smaller seed starting kit that I will be using. So I need to fill them up with potting soil or seed starting mix, which I think is what I'll be using. Take everything outside and then decide what of these bag of seeds here am I going to be starting and how many. So I will show you a little bit, but I mainly am gardening on my balcony. I'll also be gardening this summer at my grandma's house, but she has her own seeds, her own yard, so that'll be kind of a separate thing. But for here, I'll be starting seeds just for my balcony, so I'm not gonna need that many. There is a chance that I might have access to somebody's backyard this summer here where I live. So if that's the case, I am going to plant out a few extra than I would need here on my balcony and just have them just in case there is that opportunity to go ahead and plant some extra of my seedlings out in somebody else's backyard. So I'm gonna take you along for the journey. First, I am going to kind of do some planning here, and I'll get back to you once I'm ready to actually get my fingers in the soil and start planting. So 11 days ago, I planted these seeds that you see back here, and you can see that everything is coming along pretty well except for the front half of this box here. So I think today, while I'm starting seeds in these other pots here and those ones over there, I'm going to add some additional seeds to that half. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in there that I feel like I might add. There are a couple spots that I could add some more spinach in that far right box. So I might do that, I might not. It's not super necessary. And it would really just be for experimental purposes because I don't even know if it would be a good idea to add more seeds at this time. But you can see that that burpee bib box is doing incredible, and I desperately need to thin it. There's already true leaves starting to form on some of the plants back there. So I'll give you a closer look at that here in a second, but it's coming along beautifully. Also, if I'm starting things in that and that over there, I'm going to need an additional light source because that just perfectly covers my boxes. It's not going to produce enough light for everything else that I'm wanting to start. So that is another issue for another time. I think I'm gonna put my boyfriend on making another one of these 3D printed frames for the lights to go in, and see if I can get another one of those lights or something like it. It's going to be a little tight of a squeeze for this corner over here, and I'm going to need to take down probably some Christmas trees, but it's about time. So today's priority is just getting seeds started into these 2 containers here. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to take you along. But first, here's a close-up on how things are looking. So I got my cilantro and bunching onion. I've got my little gem lettuce varieties, have a couple of true leaves starting to pop up there. The salad bowl and gourmet blend mix. I'm starting to think that the ones that sprouted were the salad bowl because they're all green, and the gourmet blend had some red purple leaves in them as well. And I'm not seeing any red purple on those. Maybe they change colors at a different time, but that's just my guess for now. Burpee Bib, thriving. You can see those true leaves starting to come up. I've never thinned something like this before, so that will be an interesting project for another time. Maybe I'll wait another week and see what looks strong at that time. And then we have our spinach here. They look a little leggy. I'm hoping that's okay. Ooh, I haven't noticed that before, but you can see this one here has some true leaves starting to form in the center, which is awesome. But there's a couple of spaces that I feel like I could add another plant. So like right here, and maybe that's really it. Maybe I will just leave that alone. But that's how everything is looking like on the close-up.
I just realized that I haven't had the chance to give you guys a tour of where these seeds will be ultimately ending up growing. So here is my balcony space. I have 2 of these raised beds. Here, let me come on out. I have 2 of these raised beds. So this one is my larger one, and then I have a smaller one on this side. 2 planter bags. This is where I usually have tomatoes. This has strawberry plants in the first 2, and I'm hoping to plant out the rest of that with strawberries as well. Here I have garlic planted that has overwintered and won't be ready to harvest this year, but hopefully next year will be ready to harvest. This bottom area is where ultimately all of those white planter boxes will end up with my different lettuce varieties and spinach and onion and cilantro. And that is really the space I'm working with. It brings me a lot of happiness. What doesn't bring me happiness, though, is when my cat climbs places he's not supposed to be. Ferguson Charles, hey. Fergie, hey. You're not supposed to be up there, and I cannot get you down. Little butthead, hold on. You better come here. Yeah, we won't be doing that again. All right, I've got all of my seeds started that I'm going to start right now. You'll notice that I left a couple rows of the larger pots without any seeds in it for now, because I'll be starting cantaloupe in them eventually. But I want to wait to start those a little bit because they, I've heard that they grow quickly and they don't want to be root bound. So I am going to just wait until we're a little bit closer to that last frost date before I do anything with that. So now that I've got everything, here is the setup. Later I'm going to get another light for these here. Thank you for tagging along with me today as we just continue to start seeds for the 2026 garden. I'm excited to see how this will all turn out on my balcony, and thank you again for coming along with the ride. So I plan to give you guys an update next week to see what all has germinated out of what we planted today and to do a little check-in on what we planted
not last weekend, but the weekend before that. So stay tuned for that, and I look forward to giving you this update. So thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to know what seeds you all are starting right now and what you're most looking forward to harvesting when that time comes around. Take care.